Like any prize fighter, there's an air of invincibility. The mighty mare Winx is all business. Just ask those close to her. She's not big on pats and dislikes crowds and too much attention. She's a racehorse. She just wants to race and win.
Winx kept going by Hugh Bowman. What a win!
In today's Cox Plate, she's racing for her 13th consecutive win and her 9th Group 1 title.
She breaks all the records today. She's a champion, Winx.
The greatest racehorse this country has seen since the unbeaten Black Caviar.
Oh, she's a wrecking ball, Winx.
But this is a title fight worthy of a Las Vegas Square win. The two best thoroughbreds slugging it out over the Valley's famous Cox Plate circuit.
She's blitzed them in the Cox Plate.
Many of her rivals are running scared. In her last outing, just two were willing to take her on. Predictably, they copped a flop.
Blackheart Mark won't go away, but Winx is too good.
In contrast, the world's most powerful racing stable, Godolphin, and their star steed, Hartnell, have made this meeting their mission. They are up for the fight. Hartnell's a gelding, relaxed and quiet, but there's no disputing his presence. His physical appearance is intimidating.
That's the real Hartnell. We're seeing him today all right at Flemington, and he's going to canter in.
Just ask his rivals in the Turnbull Stakes. He gave them a beating.
Wakey, wakey, Winx. You've got a legitimate contender.
And what about the human element to this championship decider? The matchups are simply intriguing. In Winx's corner is trainer Chris Waller, the Kiwi who has turned his Sydney stable into an East Coast juggernaut. 64 Group 1 wins, 6 consecutive Sydney trainer premierships. He's up against Godolphin's John O'Shea, who 17 years ago started with just 5 horses in Western Sydney. Now he controls the Australian arm of a global force that is literally racing royalty. And in the saddle, two of the world's best racers. The knockabout boy from Dunedoo, Hugh Bowman, up against the cocky Kiwi with the world at his feet, James MacDonald.
The Mac attack continues. That's 5 for Godolphin.
In the Valley of Dreams today, the Weight for Age Championship of Australasia will be decided. For 6 of the biggest names in racing, this is a title fight for the ages.
It is one of those days in Melbourne, isn't it? You know that something pretty remarkable is going to happen. Either Winx wins or she loses. So she becomes immortalised if she wins, and in some ways she becomes humanised if she does face defeat, because she hasn't done that since a long, long time ago. It's been 560 days. This is the championship belt. It's a plate, actually. It's the Cox Plate, the WS Cox Plate, worth $50,000. But Jessica, it's worth so much more than that. Welcome. You've been coming here, what, for about a decade for this day?
I sure have. I remember my first Cox Plate. It was 10 years ago and was the day that Fields of Omar got up to win on his 5th attempt in the race. The atmosphere was electric. I remember the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I couldn't believe it. But this race never fails to deliver on drama and quality. And for me, this is the best field I've seen assembled in the race. Yes, it's being billed as a match race between Hartnell and Winx, but there are 8 other seriously good horses in the race.
There are. It's always a defining race, but when a horse like Winx is in, it's defining square, that is for sure. Now, the big talking point is weather and track. Let's go down to Jason Richardson. Richo, have you been game enough to go out onto the track this morning?
Welcome to Cox Plate Day. I feel a little inadequate here talking about the track. I need Jane Bunn here to talk about this weather. Can you believe it, on Cox Plate Day? Only 13 degrees top temperature expected. It's currently 11 degrees. How will this track play? We raced last night and rain fell last night. The rail was in the true position. It stays in the true position. Jockeys can find the best part of the track. When the rain fell last night, the track certainly chopped up on the inside. The jockeys were coming to the centre of the track. And then what happens in the Group 1 Manikato? Rebel Dane, hard on the rail, wins the feature at 60 to 1. I think the centre of the track will be the place to be today. And as you can see, A lot of moisture in there. Just spoken to Marty Synan, the track manager. It's a soft 5 track at the moment. He said there needs to be a lot of rain to fall before we have a track downgrade. Winks versus Hartnell. Who'll be suited by the rain-affected track? It's going to be fascinating.
As always, the winner of the Cox Plate enters this winner's circle in front of thousands of people. And will it be Winks, the mighty mare this year? If so, she surpasses the freak in black caviar on all-time prize money winners. And what about the target on her jockey, Hugh Bowman? Well, the pressure is building, but there's no better jockey to handle that pressure than the boy from Dunedoo.
Yes, Winks. Well, plenty of talk about her down here in the birdcage. Lots of excitement. 12 wins, going for a 13th. Her second Cox Plate. Last year, the 2015 version, she absolutely smashed her on.